Hello guys, this is Amol Khedkar. I welcome you to this video. This is a very interesting article and this will be a very interesting video, so please don't forget to watch this video right till the end. Google is giving internet to people in Kenya by balloons. Yes, you heard it right. So yeah, Google is launching balloons in Kenya to give internet to the people. So I will tell you in detail what exactly this is all about. So please don't forget to watch right till the end and please don't forget to subscribe. Let's get started. So this is an article from the New York Times and it says a bird, a plane. No, it's a Google balloon beaming the internet. A commercial deal in Kenya marks the first application of balloon powered internet in Africa, the region with the lowest percentage of internet users globally. I've always said on this channel that the future is Asian and African. If you have watched my previous videos, you will understand that I have been a vocal proponent of a decline of the Western civilization and why I think the Western powers are literally on the last legs. So this just is a final nail in the coffin. As you can see here, a loon, which is called like a balloon. So the internet balloon is called like a loon, carrying solar-powered mobile networking equipment over the company's launch site in Winnemucca, Nev. So this is a site in Kenya called Winnemucca. The balloon started delivering internet access to Kenya on Tuesday. This is an article from Nairobi in Kenya. The fleet of high altitude balloons started delivering internet service to Kenya on Tuesday, extending online access to tens of thousands of people in the first ever commercial deployment of the technology. Extremely important thing that is happening in Kenya, and that's why I really wanted to bring this article to you guys. A fleet of high altitude balloons started delivering internet service to Kenya on Tuesday, extending online access to tens of thousands of people in the first ever commercial deployment of the technology. We always hear that new technology and sci-fi sort of things always come in the Western world, but this is in Kenya, in Africa, okay, which is supposed to be like a third world country, a so-called third world country, and that's why the claim that I've been making on this channel that the future is in Africa and in Asia is just highlighted by this article. The balloons, which hover about 12 miles up in the stratosphere, well above commercial airplanes, will initially provide a 4G LTE network connection to a nearly 31,000 square mile area across central and western Kenya, including the capital Nairobi. So these balloons hover around 12 miles up in the stratosphere, well above the commercial planes. So just understand the gravity of this invention or this new thing that is coming in the world. And Google has decided to launch this in a country like Kenya and not in say America or Canada or in Europe, because I have never seen something like this in Canada or in America, to be honest. So now Loon, a unit of Google's parent company Alphabet, launched 35 balloons in recent months in preparation for Tuesday's start. So this is a company called Loon, which is a parent company of whose parent company is Alphabet, which is the Google's parent company. It is collaborating with Telecom Kenya, the East African nation's third largest carrier. So Google is collaborating with the telecom carrier in Kenya to provide this kind of balloons internet service in Kenya. The balloons had previously been used only in emergency situations, such as the Puerto Rico in 2017 after Hurricane Maria wiped off cell towers. So these balloons just work like cell towers, like cell phone towers, and they provide internet access to the people in remote areas. So they had been previously used in Puerto Rico when the Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico in 2017. Puerto Rico is a territory of America, if you don't know, and it's in the Caribbean Ocean. But they have never been deployed on like a nationwide basis. This is the first time that Google has done something like this, and this is the channel that is bringing you news like this for the first time. So please don't forget to subscribe. You will not hear this kind of news anywhere else on the internet, I can guarantee you that. Loon builds the service as a cost-effective solution to the difficult challenge of bringing internet access to people in underserved remote areas. The Kenya venture is being closely watched by telecom providers in other countries as a test of whether the technology is reliable and the service can be profitable. So as I said, this is the first ever launch of this kind of balloon internet service by Google. And a company like Google, which is such a big giant, and you are viewing this video on YouTube, right, which is controlled and owned by Google, they are deciding to launch like a breathtaking technology which is going to change the world in a country like Kenya. Now you understand why I've been saying that Africa is the future. Some technology experts have said the balloons would be better deployed elsewhere. Kenya already has far more of its citizens connected to the internet, an estimated 39 million out of 48 million people, than many other countries in the developing world. So people are saying that these balloons can be deployed elsewhere, but yeah, there are like people are trying to understand the importance of balloons in Kenya. But Loon's leaders, who inaugurated the balloon service after 2 years of testing, said they had chosen Kenya because of its openness to adopting new technologies. A country in Africa, which is Kenya, is open to adopting new technologies more than the Western countries. Let that sink in for a moment. Kenya is an ideal place for us to begin this new era of stratospheric communications, Alastair Westgarth, Loon's chief executive, said in an interview conducted by email. The country has been incredibly innovative about finding new ways to connect unconnected populations. As a new innovative technology, this is a great fit. This is, Loon's chief executive saying, which is now a Google company, like an Alphabet company. So as you can see, a telecom employee handing out SIM cards in Radar in Kenya. The balloons were launched in conjunction with Telecom Kenya, the country's third largest carrier. The balloons, made from sheets of polythene, are the size of tennis courts. The balloons are literally the size of tennis courts. Just imagine this, they are so big. They are powered by solar panels and controlled by software on the ground. This is such an amazing technology. I'm really fascinated by this, that they are powered by solar panels. These balloons that are size of the tennis courts are powered by solar panels, and they're controlled by software on the ground. While up in the air, they act as floating cell towers, transmitting internet signals to ground stations and personal devices. They last for well over 100 days in the stratosphere before being returned to the Earth. These balloons last for well over 100 days in the stratosphere before they are returned to the Earth. By allowing phone companies to expand their coverage where needed, the balloons are intended to offer countries a cheaper option than laying cables or building cell towers. So you don't need to build cables or lay cables or build cell towers. You can literally provide internet coverage to people by just launching balloons that float in the air. Have you ever heard about anything like this even in sci-fi movies? I mean, forget about real life. Have you ever heard something like this even in the science fiction movies? And this is happening right now in Kenya. This is an article from the New York Times. This could be effective in Africa, where just over 28% of the continent's 1.3 billion people were using the internet in 2019, the lowest rate in any region worldwide, according to the International Telecommunication Union, United Nations agency. And even as more users have come online, internet costs remain too high for many Africans. So internet costs are pretty high in Africa. I suppose they are not that high as they are in Canada, because in Canada internet is very expensive. But 28% of the entire continent's 1.3 billion people are connected to the internet as of 2019, and that's why they want more and more people to be connected. That's why Google has launched something like this. The Kenyan authorities have said the balloons will help the country retain its competitive advantage in technological innovation. In the course of the testing that led up to Tuesday's launch, over 35,000 users on the telecom network connected to the internet through a Loon balloon. 35,000 users have already connected to the telecom network through the Loon balloon that is launched by Google. The users, some in remote towns in Kenya, used the service to stream video, browse websites, and make video and voice calls on applications like WhatsApp. You can literally make video calls by the internet that you are getting by the balloons. Let that sink in for a moment. People don't understand how completely game changing this technology is. So there are balloons that are flying in the sky that provide internet service to the people who are on the ground, and people are watching videos through that internet service, and they're making calls on WhatsApp by that internet service. Executives with Loon would not reveal the costs of the telecom contract or any financial arrangements. Loon, which is based in California and started operating in 2011, is one of the so-called moonshots to emerge from Alphabet's research and development lab known as X. So this is again one of the moonshot companies that has emerged from Alphabet. Google, if you know what how Google looks like, how the work culture in Google is like, they give whole lot of leverage to their employees so that they can come up with these kind of innovative technologies. Even Orkut, the social media giant before Facebook, was like a moonshot company that emerged from Google. Loon was spun off into a separate company in 2018 with the mandate to be a viable enterprise of its own. Other companies that have emerged from X include Waymo, Alphabet's self-driving car unit. There is also a company called Waymo, which is Alphabet's self-driving car unit. Loon delivered emergency service to over 200,000 people in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria in collaboration with AT&T and T-Mobile. Each balloon is the size of a tennis court and made from sheets of polythene. So you can see here, this is the balloon. I will zoom it a bit. So this is the balloon, as you can see here, and that is literally the size of a tennis court. So it is so big. In 2019, after an earthquake with a magnitude of 8.0 hit Peru, Loon brought LTE service to the affected area in conjunction with the telecommunications company Telefonica. Telefonica is the biggest telecom company in Latin America, if you don't know. And even in 2019, when the earthquake hit Peru, Loon had bought internet service to that area. Last November, the company announced that it would bring connectivity to secluded areas of the Amazon rainforest region in Peru. This year, Loon signed a deal with Vodacom to bring internet service to Mozambique. So, all of these are like the so called third world countries: Peru, Mozambique, Kenya, Amazon rainforest. All of these are in the third world, the so called third world. I don't even consider these countries as third world, but they are so called third world countries. Loon is hoping to succeed in Africa, where another American tech giant failed. Facebook backed efforts to beam internet connections into remote parts of the continent using drones, but abandoned the venture after several setbacks. So, even Facebook wanted to bring internet to Africa by drones, but it abandoned the service after several setbacks. Critics called efforts a scheme to find new users for a platform whose reach already extends to every corner of the globe. The Loon project in Kenya has also drawn criticism from some quarters. Some say that Loon and Telecom are launching the service in parts of the country where cellular networks have already been expanded instead of targeting underserved regions like North or Northeastern Kenya. Many people in poor or remote areas cannot afford phones that are compatible with the 4G service Loon provides. I feel this situation is inordinate with the problem being solved, said Fairs Kairuki, the chief executive of Node Africa data management company. He noted that most Kenyans already had access to the internet, largely thanks to the proliferation of cell phone towers and fiber optic cables. Loon is a fringe solution for places where last mile connectivity will be too expensive because the people are sparsely populated. Mr. Kariuki said, it's not the best solution for this market. So people are obviously, there are oppositions to what Google is doing here. Many people also saying that Kenya really does not need that because already Kenya has a whole lot of internet connectivity. Many people would not even know that Kenya has so much internet connectivity, and you are getting to know these kind of things only from this channel. So please don't forget to subscribe. So a hangar where Loon equipment is stored in Puerto Rico. So this is a hangar of Google where the Loon equipment is stored. The balloons were used on the island after Hurricane Maria wiped out cell towers in 2017. Others in Kenya welcomed the project, saying that the stratospheric balloons complement both ground and satellite technologies to help get more people online. The coronavirus pandemic also proves that connectivity is an essential service that would be strengthened more than ever, said Mark Kaigwa, founder of Nando, a Nairobi based technology research firm. I think our current time of COVID 19 requires to rethink infrastructure, essential services, movement of people, collection of data, and connectivity, he said by telephone. Any venture that can help remove one more barrier can make a big difference. The answer to is Loon realistic? Well, it's what we have got, Mr. Kaigwa said. Until we can rapidly recreate cell towers and networks, he said, we need an alternative like Loon. So I think, in my personal opinion, this is a really very good technology, and you don't have to lay cell phone towers or build literally, cables and connections under the ground or over the ground. You can literally do something like this by just flying balloons up in the air. So I will stop talking here. If you learned something new from this video and this article, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe to this channel for more videos like these. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye bye.